Okay guys, it's Brandon, pardon the mess. We're gonna have a chat about water systems. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna get the Vevor or the, what is it, Fugatti. They make an 8-gallon electric water tank, a pressurized hot water tank. And what I would probably do is I'd either put that tank down here on the ground or I'd put it against the wall somewhere around here, okay, mount it somewhere. But let's just assume it's there on the wall, right? Meanwhile, above it, so I've got this up here. Those of you who aren't familiar, if you forget, I built these really long, like Bombay, I don't know what the word is, but they're held by these really heavy duty L's every so often with, that go up to the ceiling. Let's see here if I can show you. I don't know why I have these pillows in here, but anyway, I do. There's a grade 8 bolt in there that holds it into the ceiling, and so it wants to kind of like kick back, but it can't because this is the spacer that holds it against the wall there. I don't actually have any real support. This is just to keep it from pulling out, like if I go around a right hand turn real fast, that the whole thing doesn't swing out. That's all that's doing. It's not actually holding it. The weight is being held by that right there, okay, every so often. So with that said, my options, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a water tower setup. So I'm going to have it where there's going to be either like a water bladder, like there's a 30-gallon water bladder that I could get that Vevor also makes, and I would basically position it up here, the water bladder, and what I would do is I'd make sure that there's no sharp edges. Like I'd get some sort of like a, I don't know, like burlap sack kind of situation, perhaps, you know what I'm saying? Like make sure that there's no sharp edges. Make sure you put something in there that's going to protect it from any of these sharp edges that it would rub against while it's being driven around. But the point is, my options are a water bladder. I could build just a do-it-yourself PVC pipe water tank, or, several PVC pipes. I could put a pretty good sized PVC pipe up here, I'm sure. Just a big, and the thing is, it doesn't have to hold extreme pressure. But anyway, whatever that is, whether it's a water bladder, whether it's a PVC pipe, whether it's some tank that I find somewhere, regardless what I end up using, it's going to have a port on it, like a tire, a valve stem, where you can hook a little air compressor up to it and pressurize it a little bit, okay? And so at that point, the hot water tank will already be full of water and already warmed up before you take a shower. But then the actual feed pressure comes from the quote-unquote water tower, which again will be either a pressurized water bag, a water bladder, a pressurized PVC pipe, or just a pressurized tank. But I'm thinking I'm leaning towards the bladder or the PVC pipe. And you could always run multiple PVC pipes instead of just one big one. You could have like a couple that things could always sit on top of. But the cool thing about the PVC pipe is you can create your own custom fill cap, okay? So when you would go to fill it, you would back your back wheels up onto a curb, okay? And you would have a little Y come off the PVC pipe, and the Y that comes off the PVC pipe is where you would have your inlet, and also where there would be the where you would potentially hook the valve stem up to. So the cap would have the valve stem on it and so on and so forth. So you take that off and you fill it up with water with the back end higher so that all the water runs downhill towards the front of the PVC pipe, and there's your reservoir. And then you have a hose fitting on there at one of its lower points that is permanently mounted with a valve, an on-off valve that connects to your hot water heater. And then your hot water heater has 8 gallons, and water would also flow through it, and it would get the pressure from the pressurized tank above. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And those of you who are keeping up, you say, well, Brendan, aren't you going to have like a propane tank in here all the time and a generator and da-da-da? Like, what's the deal there? Yes and no. I don't want to always have a propane tank with propane in it because I'm going to be spending time in hot climates like Florida and South Carolina, kite surfing and so on and so forth. And if you have a propane tank inside your car and it gets really hot, it's just not a good gig. It can leak because it has an overpressure valve, and I don't want to mess with that. So instead, where my mind is, for those of you who don't know, this is a I've got house batteries that are lithium phosphate. They're not lithium ion, they're lithium phosphate, so they don't do the thermal runaway shit. Plus this battery here has internal fire extinguishing capabilities. It puts itself out if a fire starts. So, but I'm either going to get either another one of these, or more likely I'm probably going to get 4 of the, what are they called? Oh shit, they're called dumb fume 300 amp hours. So then I'd have 1200 amp hours. So I'm going to have plenty of electricity at any given time. And I would still probably put that battery somewhere else in the van, or maybe I just leave it there and I put, you can't mix and match them. I wish I could just get 2 more dumb fume batteries and call it a day, but it's not that simple. You can't mix and match them. You got to have, but anyway, so I'm thinking about doing the dumb fume batteries and, what do you call it? I mean, technically I'd have to buy 2 different bank managers at that point, one for that battery and one for the dumb fume batteries, and they'd have their own 2 separate, anyway, it's getting complicated to do that maybe, but we'll see. Anyway, point is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I do leave that one there, and maybe I do leave that one there, and I can put one of the dumb fume batteries under there somehow, side to side maybe, because I can always rework that leg there. I could put a dumb fume battery side to side, and then put the other 2 dumb fume batteries longitudinal this way, and have 3, and then I could have 2 different bank managers that charge off the alternator of the truck when you're driving it. That's a possibility. But anyway, the point is, ultimately I'm going to have more battery capacity than this, and it's going to be lithium phosphate, so it's not going to ever do any thermal runaway, and the ones that I have are always going to have fire protection, fire suppression. So anyway, they've like built a little fire extinguisher packet into it that just puts it out if it ever starts to overheat. Anyway, so what was I going to say? But I'm not going to be running heavy loads on them, so that's not going to happen. So anyway, back to my point. You say, well, Brandon, aren't you going to have like a propane tank for your generator? I thought you were going to have a generator and a propane tank. Well, where my mind is, if I'm going to be using the generator, and I know I'm going to be using the generator, then I'll fill up the propane tank. And realistically, I'm probably not going to be in Florida or at the coast of South Carolina or anywhere when I need to use my propane tank, okay, and the generator. Realistically, I'm probably going to be like up in the mountains somewhere where it's cooler. So at that point, it's fine with me to fill up the propane tank, and then I just use the generator to replenish the batteries. So I'm better off just having the electric hot water heater, even though the natural gas hot water heaters, the propane tank hot water heaters are very effective. They heat it up big time. I've read great reviews about them. They say you can get away with like doing your water for like a month off of one single tank. I mean, that's amazing. I just don't want to have a fucking tank in my truck always filled up. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just have the tank be empty and run off the batteries and have the batteries keep getting recharged via solar power. So these 8-gallon tanks are 1,500 watts, so 1,500 watts. And it says it takes them about a half an hour to warm up the water, 20 minutes to warm up the water. And 8 gallons is plenty to take a shower, and if not, at the end, to be cold water. But you just have to have a little, compressor pump, a little bicycle compressor pump. I mean, you could use a hand pump if you wanted to, but I just have like a little electric pump. It's not a big deal. That just keeps your either bladder or PVC tanks constantly pressurized, and you're good to go. So that's going to be the next project, is figuring out this hot water system. It's going to probably go right here if I had to take a wild guess. And what else am I going to tell you? So anyway, if you have like some felt, like some black cloth, okay, that runs down the length of this thing, or even just runs a quarter of or halfway down, and then you would fold it, and it would be magnetic. You'd have heavy duty magnets. You could unfold it and you could flip it out, and then it would magnetize out to there. Okay. So now, and frankly, you could leave it on there probably